it's Miss Crilley. I miss you. I hope everyone is home staying safe. I want to share with you some fun little art activities that you can do at home with some things you might have lying around the house, because I know not everyone has paint and pastels and all the cool stuff that we use in art class. So the first thing you're going to need is a piece of foil. You're going to need some washable markers. They could be, I have Crayola. Pretty much everything Crayola makes is washable, but if you have a different brand, that should be okay as long as it's not a Sharpie or permanent marker. You're also going to need a cup with water and a paintbrush. If you don't have a paintbrush, you can always just use a Q-tip, okay? So we're gonna take this foil and turn it into our paint palette and create some watercolor paints. You're gonna start by taking a marker, any color that you have, and you're gonna color a little spot of the foil. Now, because the markers are washable, they don't stick that well to the foil, so you kind of have to press hard and go over it a few times. So I'm gonna show you. Starting with blue. As you can see at first, you get those little like bubbles, but if you just keep coloring over it and pressing, you'll get a darker color. Looks a little something like that. And I'm just gonna put a couple colors on here and see what we can get. Let's do pink next. Again, you really have to press hard. Yellow. Orange. And my favorite color, black. One thing with black you'll notice, especially with black washable markers, that it usually has a green or kind of gray tone, so you might not get the exact color if you were to color with it as you would if you were to make paint. All right, so now that our paint palette is ready, I have a few different choices. You're gonna put your markers away and get your brush. Make sure your brush is nice and wet, okay? You wanna wipe off the edge so it doesn't drip, and then you're gonna dip into any one of your colors, okay? I'll start off with some blue, just a little bit. You actually don't need a lot. And I'm just gonna make some lines. I can go back over it because it does come out a little bit light. We'll do a second coat or second layer. When I'm done with my blue, clean my brush, wipe the edge, ready for the next color. Pink. You can paint anything you want, or you can just make random lines like what I'm doing. And yellow, even though it's a very light color, it actually comes out really nice. So you can test it out and see which colors work and which colors you like. And let's go with some orange. And last but not least, we'll do some black, which I said it's gonna come out like a gray or greenish tone. You can mix some colors together. I'm gonna take some orange and blend it in with my pink. I put some black on my yellow to kind of make almost like a grayish green tone. And I'm gonna add some pink to my blue to get like a purple. Always clean your brush in between colors, otherwise you will mix and make a new color that you might not want. So I'm gonna show you what this looks like. I just did a bunch of random lines, okay? But I do have something that I already did. I just did a crescent moon shape. And when this dries, you can go back over it with your markers, crayons, whatever you have at home, even a Sharpie. If you do use a Sharpie, ask your parents first, but also place something underneath so that the Sharpie does not leak through to the surface, okay? So I'm just gonna take my Sharpie, I'm gonna add something to my crescent moon. I'm going to make it into a little face. So, an eye and a mouth, okay? If you guys, some of you remember, we learned about an artist, Chris Uphughes, who did lots of paintings, and he also added cool cartoon faces to his to create these big giant murals. Typically he did hearts. I have another one that I could show you that I did, something like this. But if you have these supplies at home, play around with it and see what you make. One more thing that we can do with the markers, if you don't have foil to make your paint palette, you can do something like this just with a Sharpie, markers, and your water. So you'll start with a Sharpie and just draw something. I'm gonna do a heart, simple and easy. Okay, so you do all of the permanent marker first. I'll put in a little face. And just because I'm doing a heart does not mean you have to do a heart. Try your own thing, see what you like. Once I'm done with my Sharpie, I'm gonna put it away. Remember, if you're using a Sharpie, put something underneath so it does not leak through to your surface, because your parents are not gonna be happy if you got permanent marker. Next thing, you're gonna take a marker. I'm gonna go with blue, and I'm just gonna kind of trace inside of that Sharpie line. Just a little bit, I don't need a lot. Doesn't have to be perfect. Looks something like this. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with my paintbrush, clean it off, wipe the edge, and I'm gonna paint over that line. And again, it creates watercolor. This is a different way of doing it, but you kind of get the same effect. And I can paint right over the Sharpie because those Sharpie markers are not washable. So when I go over with the paintbrush, my Sharpie still stays there. And the only thing that moves is going to be the blue washable marker that I put in. Okay, so you can keep that color inside of your drawing, or you can go over the lines. I'm gonna go over the lines because I'm gonna show you, it kind of gives it like a little glowing effect. If your brush gets too dry, just add some more water again. Spread it out. And you get something like this. Okay guys, have fun. Try new art things. If you try something, you can email me. I would love to see your work, and stay safe.